What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be actually going into the 5 things that I enjoyed the most about living in Los Angeles. Alright, so like I said in this video, guys, we're going to be going over the top 5 things that I enjoyed while living in Los Angeles. And I do not currently live there anymore. I now live in Las Vegas, but I lived in LA for about a year, from April 2017 until July 2018. And I just want to share with you guys, if you are considering moving there, maybe just 5 of the things that I enjoyed the most to give you some perspective on what it's like to live there. So if you guys are new to the channel, consider subscribing down below. If you are back from a previous video or you just like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up down below, and let's hop right into it. So the first thing that I liked a lot about living there was just how diverse the culture was. You had people from all over the country and all over the world in this city. So you had not only people from the East Coast who maybe moved for a job, or just people who had pursued their dreams and have relocated to LA, whatever it may be. You also had people from outside of the country. You had people from Asia, you had people from Europe, you had people, some from Africa, you had people from Australia, you had people from all over the place. And I thought it was really cool how there were so many different types of cultures. There's a lot of different food because of that. So if you are somebody who likes tons of different food and you like to go out to eat, then I think you would love living in Los Angeles, especially if you are a people person, you like to meet people, and you like to be exposed to different ways of thinking, different ways of life, and just different cultures in general to expand your mind and just give you a new perspective on certain things. The thing here too is a lot of the different cities in Los Angeles, like there's Chinatown, there's Koreatown, there's a little Armenia, there's like different little pockets of these cultures, which I thought was like really, really cool. And it's something that maybe you might look at from the outside and say, well, you know, everybody's kind of grouping together. And I mean, they are. That's just naturally what we do as humans. But in the public areas, when you go downtown, when you go to the beach, when you're just walking around in general, I just thought it was really cool how you could see so many different types of people. And again, if you are into meeting new people, this is a great way to learn new cultures and get just exposed to different perspectives of the world. Number 2 that I really liked about living in Los Angeles, and this comes as no surprise if you have been there or heard anything about living there, and that is the weather. The weather is fantastic. I have never been anywhere with better weather, and I don't think that there is anywhere with better weather, to be honest. Now, if you are somebody who likes the rain, then this is not the place for you because it barely ever rains in Los Angeles. And when it does rain, just be prepared that the drivers are going to freak out. Nobody knows how to drive in the rain, period. But most of the weather was 70s and 80s for a majority of the year, 60s at night. It's just beautiful year round. You don't really even need your air conditioner for a good portion of the year if you don't want to run it. But it was amazing. It's dry, there's not any humidity. And the closer you get to the beach, the more of that nice ocean breeze that you get as well. So it's a really, really great climate to live in, and you really don't have any complaints as far as that goes. There is a few days during the summer where it gets into the 90s, some days into the hundreds, and then in the winter you have a couple days here where it's going to get down into the 40s and 50s. But besides that, it really doesn't get cold and it doesn't get extremely hot. So year round, it is a great climate to live in. Number 3 that I really liked about living in Los Angeles was the fact that there was a ton of outdoor life. If you're not familiar with living there, one of the things that I quickly learned from the locals was the fact that you can go to the beach in the morning and you could go ski in the afternoon if you truly wanted to. And they are 100% correct. Granted, you can get through all of the traffic in LA. That would be your main hurdle, would be just getting there and getting back in general, but it is possible. So in the morning, if you want to go to the beach, Santa Monica, South Bay, Orange County, whatever, any of the nice beaches over there, they're all beautiful, very scenic. You can actually go to Big Bear, you know, during the winter when they get snow, and you could go ski in the afternoon technically if you wanted to. It's only a 2-hour drive away. So just the fact that there's so much outdoor life, and if you go 2 hours outside of LA, you'll be in the desert, you can be up in the mountains, you can be skiing, you know, you could go to the sand dunes, you can go down to, technically you could go to like Mexico, and just about 2 hours it'll take you to get to San Diego, to like almost Mexico. And there's just so many different things that you can do all throughout the place. They have every different terrain that you could think of: ocean, mountain, desert, everything and anything. So if you are somebody who likes outdoor life, you like going on hikes, you like exploring, you like seeing all the different natural beauties of the world, then this would be a great place for you. There's a ton of national parks as well in California, very close to Los Angeles. So it is a great place to live if you are somebody who is really about traveling and seeing more of the outdoor lifestyle. Number 4 that I really liked about living in Los Angeles, and this is something that I actually really miss, and that's the fact that it is such a fast-paced city. It is a very hustle mentality city. It is a very ambitious city. It is a great place for those of you who are looking to progress in life. Maybe you're not satisfied with where you are. And personally, I don't think you should ever truly be satisfied with where you are. I think it's okay to be good with where you are, but you should always be wanting more out of life. And just being in the environment in Los Angeles of so many people wanting to develop themselves, wanting to become better, wanting to make more money, wanting to just level up in every aspect of life, it was very refreshing from where I was in Orlando, where most of the people to this day that I look back on that still are in my hometown are still doing the same thing. They're at the bar, they're going to the same places, they're not doing anything different. A lot of them are working the same jobs that they had right out of high school, and they're not progressing in life. They're just staying very stagnant. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with those jobs or anything like that, but the problem is when you're not growing, you are dying. So if you're not progressing in life, this is where depression, anxiety, all of these different feelings that we get, stress, they start to come from these, because it's truly a fact that if you are not evolving, you're not growing, you're not learning, inside you are gonna feel like you are dying. So just being in an environment in Los Angeles where everybody was pushing to be more was super refreshing and a really great place to be. If you are somebody who's trying to start a business, you are trying to just do something on your own, or you're just trying to move up in your career, it is a great place for that. And that's gonna bring us actually into our 5th and final tip, which is the networking opportunities. There is so many people. I don't even know the population, but it is very large. I believe it's the number 2 or number 3 city in the United States as far as population goes. So if you want to meet somebody here, this is the place to do it. Now, I would not suggest this being a place to actually meet somebody to date and settle down with. It is possible, but it is very difficult because, again, people are focused on themselves. They are focused on progressing in career, in their life, in their business, whatever it may be. They are trying to make a name for themselves and progress. So it's very hard to actually get people to want to take some sacrifices and to actually give certain things up to be with somebody. Most people in Los Angeles, I have found, are single, even people in their 30s and 40s, because they are progressing. They are concerned with getting themselves to where they want to be first. And I think that's important. I think you need to get yourself to a place where your cup is full, where you are happy, you are fulfilled, and then you can start pouring into other people. But at the end of the day, there is everybody and anybody you could think of here. A great way to actually network if you're just moving here and you don't know anybody is to drive for Uber. I know it's not the most lucrative thing. You'll make a little bit of money on the side. It's nothing crazy. But while I was doing that, I drove many different people that I would have never come in contact with. I drove the Kardashians marketing team up to their house. I drove Draymond Green of the Golden State Warriors one time. I drove Lil Bow Wow. I drove all these different people that potentially could have been great networking opportunities if you have the personality, you have the drive to put yourself out there, and you have that want to network. You're gonna have to want to network if you move in LA, because if you don't know the right people in LA, you're gonna have a very, very hard time. So those are my top 5 things that I really liked about living in Los Angeles. If you currently live there, you have lived there, let me know what your favorites are down below in the comments. Or if you're considering moving there and you have questions about any of these topics, drop them down in the comments below as well. Last but not least, make sure that you subscribe down below if you haven't yet, and I will see you guys in the next video.